So here we have takeout number 2. It's time for some dim sum. So hi guys, welcome to video 2 of our takeout versus restaurant series. Now, as you may have seen in the first video, we did sushi, so we compared a sushi takeout place against a more established sushi restaurant and basically compared the price as well as the quality of those two places. And now today we have another episode. So what we're doing is dim sum. Of course, in Hong Kong, dim sum is very popular. It's the quintessential thing you need to try when you come to Hong Kong. It's one of the biggest symbols of Hong Kong cuisine. And because of that, they have different interpretations of dim sum. You have those high-end restaurants, you have some more traditional places, and you have takeout. So today I'm going to be first trying Tong Bao Dim, which is a widespread dim sum takeout place here in Hong Kong. I've seen it a lot. It's usually located within train stations, and that's exactly where I bought mine for today. I bought it in my Tung Chung MTR station. So they really have a lot of options when it comes to dim sum. Obviously, it's not going to be as fresh or as high quality as you'd expect from probably those other kinds of restaurants. But anyway, let's give it a try. It's my first time also to try takeout Tong Bao Dim dim sum, so I'm excited to see what they have to offer. As you can see, we just had a nice bag from Tong Bao Dim. So yeah, let's see what we have to try for today. The first thing I ordered was they have like these rice toppings. So as you can see here, it's a bit of rice under, and then this one is with the minced pork and octopus. So what they do is, yeah, they stuff the rice under, and then there's like this nice patty of minced pork, and in this case octopus on top. So I think we have a bit of soy sauce here which we can add. I'll be adding this later on. Also, because we're having dim sum, I had to go with the quintessential shoo mai. So pork and shrimp dumplings, it's definitely one of the most important, one of the most delicious dim sum you can have. And the third one I got is the tofu sheet rolls with assorted meat. Now there are actually some options which I was interested to try, like the chicken feet and the cha xiao bao, which were not available at this time. It's actually quite late, so my bad on that. And they also have these kind of buns which are wrapped up. So the first one I have here is the pork and cabbage, so it's a savory kind. And they also have some in dessert flavors. Here we have the creamy custard. As you can see, it's already more yellow in color. So yeah, I'm excited to try these 5 items for today. So in terms of the price, I can't really tell you how it fares against the restaurant at the moment, but what I can tell you is that each of these came at 8 Hong Kong dollars. So whatever flavor of your bun is, it's for 8 Hong Kong dollars. These 2 dim sum I believe came at 18 Hong Kong dollars, and then the main rice dish came at 27 Hong Kong dollars. So it is definitely affordable if you want just like a quick meal, takeout if you're in a hurry. But I'm not sure if it's exactly a major difference when compared to dim sum restaurants, because we already know that dim sum is one of the most affordable, probably one of the most affordable meals here in Hong Kong. So we'll see later on in the restaurant on how it compares in terms of the price. So now it's time to check the taste, of course. I'm gonna start with this rice dish here. Open it up. Oh, and as you can see there, nice layer of the minced pork and octopus with a bed of rice under. And it doesn't appear that there's any sauce at the moment, so I think that's really why they gave me 3 packets of sweet soy sauce. I think this is definitely something which you have to pour on. Ooh. Let's mix everything up. Let's break the patty actually into smaller pieces so that you can get a nice even bite of the minced pork patty as well as the rice which is underneath. And then as you can see, the soy sauce is already seeping under into the rice. Let's have a bite here. I just got a bit of rice from underneath and the patty, of course, and it's soaked in all that sweet soy sauce here. So here, let's give it a go. Pretty tasty. It's quite similar to the ones you can have in restaurants, because the dim sum restaurants also offer similar items to this. You get some rice underneath and then a different kinds of toppings on top. I think this is quite authentic. It's quite close to the restaurant. Obviously, it's not going to be as fresh, I guess, because I think they just keep these in like heaters or microwaves in the store. So obviously it's not as fresh tasting, I guess, but it is of good quality. I really like the flavor in the patty. It has a nice meatiness, and then because you get that nice contrast of the minced pork and octopus in terms of the texture. The octopus is a bit more chewy, while the minced pork is really soft and just melts in your mouth, sort of like. It really comes together with all that sweet soy sauce, especially with the rice. It goes really well, in my opinion. I think in terms of price, this is quite identical or really quite close to what you'd find in a restaurant. But they do give you a really generous serving. Maybe you could argue that it needs a bit more of the meat patty, but overall, I think this is quite good for the price. And let's move on to the shumai. So as you can see, you get 4 pieces of shumai with a nice big piece of shrimp on top, and there's actually some soup or some sauce underneath, so I'm excited to try this. So here, 1 piece of shumai, nice piece of shrimp on top. Let's give this a go. Just put it in a bit of the sauce. I'm interested to see how that tastes like. I think the shumai is the one which could taste the most different from the restaurant. The pork is quite sweet compared to the restaurants where it's more savory, more salty. This has like a sweet tinge to it. I'm not really sure where that's coming from, but yeah, you can tell it's definitely not as fresh as the ones which are steamed just before you eat them in the restaurant. But I think, yeah, for a takeout place, it's pretty decent. But I would definitely argue that the shumai you can get in the restaurant is of better quality, and probably for the close price, I think you should go ahead for the shumai which you can get in the restaurant, freshly steamed. This isn't bad, but if you really want the authentic shumai, definitely get the one in the restaurant. And now we have the tofu sheet rolls with assorted meat. So assorted meat. I'm not sure what kinds of meat specifically. Like the shumai, it has a bit of sauce underneath. So I won't have this in one bite. I'll just probably get a half of it first. Here we go. You know what? These are pretty good, actually. On the inside, there's like some minced pork, some Chinese vegetables. I can taste like what do you call it? How do you say it? Kinchay, and I think there's a bit of fungus as well inside, black fungus. So yeah, you get a really nice contrast of textures on the inside. The pork is like the soft element, and then those vegetables are more of crunchy texture. Yeah, I think it's pretty good because it has that nice savory sauce surrounding it. The tofu sheets are really quite thin, so it's nice to bite into. It's no problem in terms of the flavor. I think it's a pretty decent product in my opinion. Now let's move on to the pork and cabbage bun. Now it's not as hot as it's supposed to be, like when they prepare it for you, but let's give this a go. Let's give this a go now. Yeah, the filling is quite similar to what you'd get in like a dumpling, like gyoza dumpling, or those Chinese pot stickers of that minced pork and cabbage combination is something which is very common. So that's exactly what it tastes like. It very similar to that kind of filling, but in this case you have that different exterior, which is that soft and in a way sweet bun. I think it complements it very, very well, but I can agree that probably if it's a bit more hot, it would be more tasty in a way. So yeah, there's nothing I could do with that because I did it in takeout, but I think it's a good product. And last, the creamy custard bun. So I really wanted to try this. I love custard filling, the Chinese custard filling. So it looks quite similar to the pork and cabbage bun, but let's see how much custard is really inside. Similar observation to the pork and cabbage bun. I think it definitely would be more tasty if you ate it right away after ordering it from the store. But the custard is really flavorful. It's that nice light and sweet custard flavor. Just a bit sweet. It's not too sweet overall. And then because you also get that nice light sweetness from the bun, I think it goes really well for a dessert or for a snack. I think, yeah, I really like the custard. I really like Chinese custard. It's not too sweet. It's not like overwhelming in terms of the flavor of the sweetness. So I really like the custard bun. But then, like I said, if you really want probably the best experience, I'd recommend that you eat it right away after getting it from the takeout. So that, guys, is going to be the takeout side of this dim sum episode. Now let's go to the restaurant right now and see how they fare against this takeout place. So welcome to the restaurant part of our takeout versus restaurant dim sum tour. We're now here at Hauheng. We're about to sample some classic dim sum, which we're going to have here for Sunday lunch. So the first one which arrived surprisingly is the shumai, the shrimp shumai, very classic dim sum item, and just a nice big piece of prawn on top with some roe as well. So let's try the shumai here. Much better than the takeout shumai because this one is a bit on the savory side, whereas the takeout was more like sweet. Like for some reason it was sweet, but this one is just the natural pork essence with that fresh and crisp shrimp on top and a bit of saltiness from the roe. And that's with all dim sum meals. Not something you get with takeout, but always nice to have it with some tea. Next that's arrived is the deep fried tofu. I've had this before in other videos. It's a really favorite of ours when coming to dim sum places. You've got this nice crispy exterior of the tofu and inside it's just soft and creamy. It's got this nice combination of like 5 spice and other seasonings on the outside. Just deep fried to perfection, and then still retains that silky tofu on the inside. Just a try. Wow. Really nice and crisp on the outside. It has like those different seasonings, like some pepper and then some 5 spice and other seasonings to it. I'm not really sure, but it's really crispy. Has a nice bite to it. And for the fourth, we have the lomai gai, another specialty in dim sum. It's this rice, sticky rice covered in the lotus leaf. I'll be unraveling it right now. So we have this sticky rice with what looks like some barbecue pork and some mushroom. Let's give this a bite. Oh, very sticky. Not as glutinous as some other versions I've had in the past, but it is very good, very flavorful. You do have that soft and chewy texture from the rice, and then it's like the barbecued pork in there, and then the mushrooms give it that nice savoriness. Overall, it's not too strong of a flavor, but it is a specialty to have in dim sum, the lomai gai. Next up, we have the hakao, the shrimp dumplings, another absolute classic of dim sum meals. See that nice thin wrapper on the outside, and inside should be the really crunchy and fresh shrimp. Try this out. It's really delicious when it's hot because the wrapper of the dumpling is quite thin. Inside you have that really nice, large, generous piece of shrimp with some garlic, and overall it just goes very well together. That slight savoriness from the shrimp and the overall package which is delivered, it's that beautiful essence of the hakao, that nice silky wrapper on the outside, inside that nice fresh and crispy shrimp. Really good. Another favorite of ours is up next. We have the ham soy kok, the glutinous dumplings with some minced pork on the inside. Looks very light and crispy right now. I think really good when it's hot. It's got that nice oily and crispy layer on the outside. It's really glutinous, as you can see. And inside you have some minced pork, some vegetable, but it's quite simple. Just a very nice glutinous exterior. It's what separates it from other kinds of dumplings, that glutinous texture. And then on the inside, just some minced pork, the vegetables. Overall, it's a really lovely package. Definitely one of our favorites when it comes to dim sum. Last, we have these steamed buns with some, I think it should be pork in the inside as well, some minced pork and vegetable, like a xiao pao. So I'm excited to try this. We don't normally order this in dim sum, but we decided to try it today. So in the inside, we have some minced pork, some vegetables, and then of course that delightful exterior. So I'm gonna try half of this right now. Here we go. So essentially what it's like the filling of the dumplings you usually have, which are the minced pork and chives, and then they've stuffed it into this big steamed bun and then pan fried it. It's very similar flavor, but it's just an overall texture from the outside, which is a bit different in this case. Nice to have tried it in this meal. So essentially we've tried everything from today's dim sum meal already, and I hope that it's shown like how, for me, it's quite a big difference compared to the takeout dim sum which I've had previously. Everything here is just, of course, it's going to be much more fresh, but also the quality and just like the overall experience being here at the dim sum restaurant with your hot tea. It's very different compared to having takeaway dim sums. I would definitely recommend you come to the restaurant over the takeaway. But anyway, that's going to be the end for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this one again. And if you like it, please give it a thumbs up down below. Feel free to put any comments in the comment section down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. And see you in the next video.